Okay, we're on, I think. Hey peeps, welcome back to my channel. I know I'm doing something a little bit different today. Today, it is Sailor Moon Day. Tanjong omedetou gozaimasu, Usagi-chan. So, yeah, I try to do a usual stream during this time. Like last year, I think I played a couple of Sailor Moon SNES games. I might try something like that. Maybe later on today, maybe in the future, I don't know. But I know today is mainly a Parasite Eve day, and that is still coming up both on YouTube and Twitch. So keep an eye out for that. But I just felt like today, for some reason, I just felt like in the mood to like get into something a little bit more creative, I guess. But at the same time, I also wanted to nerd out a little bit. Because Sailor Moon's been a big part of my childhood. I bet it's been a part of, like, the majority of my generation's childhoods. And, I basically turned my cousin into an otaku because I played a Sailor Moon film in front of her. Which I did not expect. So, speaking of which, note to self, I need to call her at some point, because no doubt she's probably wondering, like, when am I gonna see them? I will see you soon, cousin. I will see you soon. I just need to find some time. So, yeah, Sailor Moon's been a huge part of my childhood. It's been a huge part of my walk into adulthood, as you can clearly see from the shirt. And just, in general, just been a big role in my life. It's how I started my card reading business. It's how I started a lot of things. I have a couple, one of my first shirts that I bought in Hot Topic was a Sailor Moon shirt. Not this one precisely, but this is like my most recent one that I got. I also got my first plushies. Whoa. Gotta remember, it's not mirrored. It's opposite. My first plushies were presents from one of my college friends. I also got like a stack of like the first 5 volumes of Sailor Moon that I got as well. The first DVDs I got for anime were Sailor Moon and Kakuto Sakura. It's another one altogether. I might do that for her birthday as well, which is actually close to mine, which is pretty cool. I even have a Major Arcana Sailor Moon tarot deck. So I even have lanyards and just everything. Just long story short, I'm a big Sailor Moon fan. I'm a Moonie. Not to be confused with the cult. Okay? Let's be clear right there. So, yeah. I've been a huge fan of the series for quite some time, and it's never gonna end. It's never gonna end. I don't think so. Like, unless something really major happens, it's probably never going to end. It's been in my life for far too long for me to give up on it now. So yeah, I mean, Sailor Moon's one of my biggest things. I would love to do like a full-fledged cosplay or even an inspired outfit one day. But until then, I'm just going to satisfy myself with my imagination and my writing. So that's what I'm basically doing today. Is I'm doing a little bit of a Sailor Moon Day writing sesh. I might actually do a reaction to the movie, actually, because I had plans to watch it on the eclipse on like the 10th, but I had some technical difficulties, if you could say, with trying to get everybody together for that, so I ended up not watching it. So I'm hoping I can at least watch part 1 with you all today. So that's what I hope to do. So, yeah. I was a little bit nervous at first because I did watch the first 2 seasons of Crystal, and I could not get into it. Like, I know it was trying to get closer to the manga, because, like, the manga kind of had that similar sparse depth. But if you grew up with the 90s series, it must have been frustrating, because there's a depth that, like, the TV show absolutely did right that the manga like the manga desperately needed. Like it just felt like the manga started something good, and then like this show basically filled in the blanks of the things the manga just needed to go deeper into. And especially if the anime was your first exposure, it kind of made you just like you were robbed of something. Season 3 onwards, it felt like there was a huge improvement in terms of like plot and somewhat of animation quality. But it still wasn't really enough for me to kind of jump into it completely until the Sailor Moon Eternal film was announced. And I was like, oh boy. And originally it was supposed to release November 30th of last year. Obviously it didn't come to pass due to COVID. And so Netflix decided, you know what? Let's put it out there online. So it came out, I think, July 8th. Sorry, not July, June 8th. June 8th, so like earlier this month. And I was going to watch it 2 days later, but then I couldn't get everybody together, so I ended up just not watching it at all. And also, like, school, and not really school, actually. Well, I worked at a school, so that kind of influenced that. But, like, work kind of started picking up considerably after that, and so I just haven't been able to settle down and actually watch the thing. I thought I would watch it during my wisdom tooth recovery. I'm technically still recovering from that, but I didn't even do that either. So, yeah, I need to get on that. I really need to get on that. So yeah, I'm probably going to watch part 1 on live stream, and then maybe watch part 2 on my own time. But yeah, I know the series from front to back, so I pretty much know what this story is going to cover. And the trailer for this movie, it felt like the delay kind of paid off because it looks so good. I mean, then again, they always up the budget when it comes to movies, and like anime movie budgets are excellent nowadays. So that was not what I was worried about. Like in the transformation sequences and the attack sequences, they look amazing. Like they look great. Like they clearly took notes about where they needed to improve in terms of the animation quality for this film. They split into 2 parts, so it's like 3 hours. So it's basically the Snyder cut. It's basically the Snyder cut of anime films. So I had to split this in half. I mean, then again, it also could be because they're covering 2 plots from the Super S arc. I know people pronounce it Supers. I mean, the TV show pronounced Supers, but I always call it Super S because the S is capitalized at the end. What do you expect me to say? But anyway, but I know that like I know it's covering like 2 different plots of the Super S arc. First with like the first half of the Dead Mood Circus with like Fisheye and those characters, and the second half focusing more on Helenia. So I know that's like. I know that's like part of the reason why there's going to be like 2. There's like 2 halves of like the same film. It's like combining it into one. Yeah, and I kind of wonder, like, if it was combined into like one film, like Lord of the Rings / Snyder Cut style, how would it have looked? Like, I bet it would have looked amazing, especially in theaters. Like, I watched Sailor Moon R when it got dubbed into U.S. theaters back in the day. And, well, not back in the day, I meant like 5 years ago. when it got dubbed and they finally put it in U.S. theaters, like, it was worth the time. I still get to see Your Name. I bet Your Name kind of had a similar phenomenon. Even Resurrection F, that was another one that kind of had that. I was around when Pokemon, the first movie, like, basically all the Pokemon movies were in theaters, and it just... Anime movies are an event, let me tell you. They just don't happen enough here, at least in the U.S. So, I mean, there is My Hero Academia, Boku no Hero Academia, running right now in theaters as well. So, just to show I don't go to the movies enough anymore, or even watch any new stuff. But yeah, anime films, they are an event. And if you have an opportunity to go for one, go for one. It just doesn't happen enough in the West. So take some time and have fun with it. But I got way off topic. I wanted to start off with a little bit of a morning routine with you, possibly watch a movie with you. So, yeah, that's the long about way of saying I wanted to nerd out with you about Sailor Moon, why you should watch it. Watch my TikToks. You'll probably know like parts of the reasons why I love this series, and it will never go away. Unless something really dramatic happens, but it would never go away. I wanted to nerd out, do some writing, because I've been overdue with some journal entries that... Somebody was calling me. Oh my gosh. Do some journal entries. Listen to some good music, etc. Just have a nice talk. So feel free to chat over here about your favorite memories of Sailor Moon and what you're looking forward to in the next few years, I guess, whether it's in Sailor Moon or just anime in general. And recommend some shows. I need some new shows to watch. I mean, to give you an idea of the taste that I kind of currently have, I really like Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone, I've been enjoying right now. I've been considering trying JoJo. I love Gundam, Ronin Warriors, Sailor Moon, obviously. I also recently enjoyed Madoka Magica. But I enjoy the spin-off a bit more, Magia Record. And recently I've gotten into more Mexican anime. Like Onyx Equinox and Seis Manos. Seis Manos is so good. Like, it just... I hope season 2 comes out soon. I know it took them... I think it took them 3 years to animate season 1. So I know season 2 is not going to be coming out for a while. Season 1 came out in 2018, so... Yeah, by now, Season 2 should be out. So, fingers crossed we get an announcement about Seis Manos Season 2 coming out this year. But yeah, that's an anime that should not be slept on. If you've not watched Seis Manos, go check it out. If you love crime procedurals, classic kung fu films, and just really interesting senses of humor, check out Seis Manos. Check out Seis Manos. Or Supernatural. If you're a big fan of Supernatural, you'll enjoy Seis Manos. Just go check it out. Just go check out Seis Manos. It's really good. Another one that I've been watching, Castlevania. I've been wanting to get into that. Where the House Husband. I binge watched the entire first season. Kakegurui. I'm like, but I still watch it though, because I kind of enjoy the slight gambling aspect of the entire thing. And then other ones, Mainichi-Kasan, and A Seiyu's Life, Watashi no Seiyu. That's another good one. And I used to watch Tiger and Bunny. I paused like midway through the series. But yeah, feel free to recommend some shows. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that. Oh my gosh. It's 9 a.m. Oh my gosh. Shouldn't be doing this. Feel free to recommend some stuff right there, as well as talk about your favorite Sailor Moon episodes. So, by the way, I'm gonna start the music now. The music has been graciously given by Lo-Fi Girl. Because Lo-Fi Girl, I've been around since they used to be known as Chilled Cow. So I'm a big, big fan of their music, as well as Chill Hop Raccoon. So I've been listening to chill hop for quite some time. And funnily enough, fun fact, it's also because like chill hop as well as like stuff like future funk and vaporwave, they've been heavily inspired by anime. Mostly Cowboy Bebop in particular. Cowboy Bebop or like aesthetics, like things brought up like from like Macross or Blade Runner. So anime culture has a huge influence even on musical genres. In fact, I think there's like a future hop and a chill hop playlist for each of the senshi, actually, come to think of it. I think they still exist on YouTube, but those are really good. And another playlist, a future funk playlist that I absolutely adore that you should definitely look up for this day is Squad Goals by Artsy. I'll type it in the chat. Hold on. So yeah, check out that one, Squad Goals by Artsy. I would play it myself, but I know that one is not, unfortunately, it's not permitted for public use. So that's why I'm playing Lo-Fi Girl instead. Because it has a similar vibe, so I hope you like it. Oh yeah, and another channel that they use like Sailor Moon backgrounds sometimes for their playlists is Soul Search and Destroy. Like they tend to use like really good tracks that make you feel like you're living in the backgrounds of those shows. They're really good. Like the Downtown Sparkles in particular is the one I tend to listen to almost every single day. So yeah, again, I would play it for you, but again, those ones, majority of those ones, not all of them, are just not permitted for public use, for streaming use at all. So you're just gonna have to look it up yourself and check it out. So, yeah, music provided by Lo-Fi Girl. Thank you so much for being so generous and allowing us to put your music out there. I'm probably not going to name every single track because it would take forever to me to do that, but maybe once I get settled down and I finish with the stream, I may put the tracks, like, put the precise tracks down. But the link is in the description if you want to check out their playlists. I'm using their YouTube one right now. So, unfortunately, I'm not that fancy with OBS yet that I can put, like, the now playing on the side. But I'm working on it. So, we're going to go through my usual routine here. Actually, I may choose a different time for this. I may choose a different time for the film stream, maybe. Or I don't know. We'll figure it out as we go. Like, my mood tends to change so much. That's another thing. Like, ever since this you-know-what started, ever since the lockdown started, I've been so indecisive. And I've been, like, my plans don't go the way they want to go. Like, I had plans to play Dandara and Harry Blossoms for Pride Month. I've done neither. I have them installed too, but I've done neither thing for this channel, so I apologize. That's one thing I didn't do. Did not do Dandara or Harry Blossoms for Juneteenth and Pride. And I had every intention to do so, but I just didn't have the energy. And then now, I mean, then again, I technically didn't really plan this. So, like, I was debating whether or not to do the Sailor Moon reaction online. Like, some part of me really wants to do it online, but some other part of me is like, do I really have the energy to do an entire film? Because I don't talk that much when it comes to my reactions. That's the problem. I don't talk that much. Well, we'll figure it out as we go. We're just starting out the day. It's 9:11 a.m. where I am right now. So I'm still kind of waking up at this point, trying to decide what I want to do. And it's my day off. I mean, I'm still going to do Parasite Eve later on today, so keep an eye out for that. But, yeah, I've been increasingly indecisive as time goes on, and I'm hoping to change that. Now I'm at the midway point, so you stop being so afraid. Anyway, I spent 20 minutes rambling. Let's just get on with this. So, journaling. Before that, card shuffle. So let's get this music started. You know what? Let's get this music started. So usually in the mornings, I pull a card to kind of set the intention. So, I saw what you did. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I pull cards every morning to kind of set the intention of what my day is going to be. And it changes everything. Like, it changes my mood. It just, overall, just makes things a lot better. So, a little bit of incense or Palo Santo. Just to get a little bit of positivity going. Yeah, before I used to actually buy this pretty frequently. But now, because the indigenous peoples, they're having a hard time accessing this, I decided to stop buying Palo Santo and sage and that kind of stuff. Pretty much unless it's from an indigenous provider, or someone gifts it to me, I will not be getting this anymore. So unless I harvest it myself, it's from an indigenous provider, or it's gifted to me, I pretty much will no longer be getting Palo Santo. Or sage or any other sacred plants. And I love the smell of Palo Santo. Palo Santo in particular has been a really powerful medicine for me and in my family. But I don't feel alright supporting a corporate machine that doesn't appreciate the medicinal property. So that's my feeling. So yeah. So once I run out of the supply that I currently have, which I think I'm down to like my last 2 sticks, and for the last 2 rounds of sage, that's it. I go with what I grow in my backyard or what's gifted. Like, I have a bundle of cedar here. This is local, so I feel better getting this, but this is also gifted. So that one I feel so much better using compared to like the majority of things that are available. The main thing now is incense. I use a Satya Sai Baba mainly. But I also use hem. Basically handcrafted incense from India. So I feel much more comfortable with that now, that and candles. But yeah, I have to be really conscious about what things I use now. Because there are people who need the access more than I do. Even as a POC, I have to think about respecting other POC and their rights. I mean, this has been part of my family for a while too. Like, Africans, believe it or not, they have a smudging tradition. Well, a smoke clearing. Smudging is the respectful term as well, from what I've heard. But yeah, they have it. Well, unless you're in the art community, in case, go nuts. But anyway, well, Africans, believe it or not, do have a smoke clearing tradition as well. It's just not as heavily talked about or regulated because pretty much everybody does it. Whereas with the indigenous cultures here, it's been almost destroyed. So, all more reason why you respect where it's due. I mean, don't get me wrong, like, some of the African stuff has been almost destroyed too, but we managed to keep it in the continent somehow. So, we're lucky in that sense. Gotta be blunt here. Ooh, okay. So, my card of the day is Green Tara. I mean, focus in a bit better. To start delegating. Chime in. I don't do enough of. I mean, Green Tara's been a significant presence in my life so far, especially in grad school. Like, one of my professors, his favorite Buddhist deity is Green Tara, along with Avalokiteshvara, which is basically like the male personification of Kuan Yin. Well, like that. They're considered two different people, but yeah. But yeah, Tara in general, no matter what color she is, green, white, black, red, there are several blue, there's different colors of Tara that represent different properties. But Tara is known as the Swift Savioress. Like, if you call on her, she shows up immediately. That's why in the illustration there was 1 foot down, because she is going to rush to your assistance, rush to your aid. And another reason why I'm a big fan of Green Tara is, like, she's kind of like the first, well, besides the Buddha's aunt, well, in addition to the Buddha's aunt, back in the beginning of the practice, Tara is like basically a feminist bodhisattva. Like, she said, I mean, like, the monks were saying, like, were impressed at how she was mastering everything so quickly, but then they were saying, like, oh gosh, if only you were a man, then you would achieve full enlightenment. And she's like, nah, bro, I'm going to achieve enlightenment as a woman, no matter how many lifetimes it takes. And she did it! She did it! So, yeah, that is something that we can all get behind. And it's especially interesting, especially when you think about, like, the history of the spiritualities we often hear. They often think, like, we're gonna end it. Like, Buddhism, like, the Buddha himself thought that if women were initiated, then it would only last half as long. But thousands of years later, it's still here. And then, even other spiritual traditions, they often talk about how women can't be in certain modes of authority, because then it would usurp the natural order of things, or, again, it just wouldn't last as long. When it's been increasingly more apparent that significant contributions are being done by women. Like, in 2016, Mary Magdalene was finally recognized for for the things that she has given to the Christian faith. I mean, it's not a gigantic holiday, but like one of the holidays that kind of greets the spring. It's inspired by a woman's story, Queen Esther, Purim, in the Jewish faith, and then in Islam, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, he proposed to, oh gosh, I recently studied this. I should know this. I think it was Fatima, who is the business owner. Like, she's an entrepreneur in her own right, very powerful, and she's the one who does the asking. So
YouTube Music can help you find that song from last night.
Ad. There we go. Yeah, budget of a grad student people. I don't have enough to go premium. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like, even like it just, there's so many examples of powerful women in spiritual traditions that it's not often talked about. And no doubt, I mean, to tie it back to pride, there are probably even like non-binary people or transgender people that have made waves that we just haven't heard about. And we probably never will, unfortunately. But not unless we do some more digging. I must do some more digging. Or we start making the revolution now within us. You know? We actually have the possibility of making the most impact given all the technological advances, all the notebooks, all the preservation methods that we have. We have the most possibility of making an impact for the next 10 to 100 years. So, why not us? Why don't we do it? You know? I'm starting now with my theology degree. Well, technically it's called a religion degree, but theology, study of religion. I'm starting with my spiritual degree. You can do it with your voice. I try with my voice too, but I mean, it's better to have more than one. You know? Yeah, if you ask any of my friends and family if this is how I am every day, they'll immediately say yes. I mean, some people think like I'm fronting, but no, this is basically me every single day. It almost never turns off unless I'm on vacation. Even if I'm on vacation, it never turns off. You can take somebody out of the school, but you can't take the school out of somebody. I've been off school for like a month. I've got 2 more months of summer vacation. Not sure how to spend it. But I will figure it out. I'll figure it out. Yeah. Okay, let's go ahead and get to writing. And for those who need a little bit of a prompt, I will pull up some things for you. Readsy has some good stuff. And then if you need a journaling prompt, if you're more journaler like myself, here's one prompt you could possibly use. Here's a couple of questions. This one comes from words. This one comes from the YouTube channel. Name. Hold on. Alina Alive. There we go. So this question comes from the YouTube channel Alina Alive. She's a really good channel. Check her out. How would you describe your growth or lessons learned you've learned since the New Year/winter solstice? And the other part, since we're going to cross the halfway point tomorrow. Got a little bit inspired by Stargirl, the Practical Witch. Hold on, I'm gonna plug in my laptop. What? Alright, here's my question. What kind of person would you most like to become in this lifetime? Feel free to draw inspiration from role models, characters, and celebs, because it's your life. Design it, dream it, and do it. Special thanks to Stargirl, the Practical Witch. The post that I kind of found this kind of inspiration, unfortunately, has long since been, like, it was deleted, like, not too long afterwards, so it was kind of like I was meant to see it, in a way. But yeah, what kind of person would you like to be in this lifetime? I mean, you can define lifetime in several ways. You can define lifetime by, well, by a phase, or by this life that we're occupying right now, you know? It's pretty relative when you really think about it. Also, the other reason why I just realized, like just earlier today, that the reason why my sound was cutting out during certain moments, like if it got a little bit loud or something, it's because of the noise suppression filter. So I turned it off. So let me know in the comments if this sounds better. Because I have a feeling it is sounding better. Minus the fan in the background, of course. It's warm up here, so I'll turn it off during the Parasite Eve stream later on this afternoon. I don't have a timer, so let's get one going. Let's do half an hour. Start in 3, 2, 1. I heard the fan like so clearly. Like, whoa. Oh my god. I'm so distracted this morning. What is wrong with me? Deep breath.
some things.
Dad. For Snowfall. I heard it's a good show. Got about 6 minutes left. Excuse me. did. Ah ha 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 ha. Ah ha. Okay. That goes to show. When you're in the flow, you go. So a lot of things kind of came to mind. So that's why you probably saw me like readjusting things, and I just kind of like looking around a certain way. That's because a few things kind of came to mind. So first off, there were a couple people that I needed to get in touch with, actually, about 4th of July weekend. So there's that for one. And then for another, this is a more ridiculous thing. That's how much I think about Cinderella phenomenon pretty frequently. Is that Fritz was the only one we did not see a wedding for. We saw a wedding for Fritz. We saw a wedding for Karma. We haven't seen one for Waltz. And I think for Waltz that might be the best ending part for that one. So I am looking forward to seeing that wedding for him. If it does come to pass, anyway. Okay, might be one of the few that we might not see because Waltz had the most challenges because of Alcaster. So again, I would love to see a prequel with Hildur, Delora, and Parfait, and maybe some things with Myth, Waltz when he was younger, but definitely Alcaster. Like, I mean, we got an idea of how Alcaster became so tough, but like, Hildur would be the last person you would think he would ally with, really. I mean, like, I get Iron Fist and all that like, Hildur was displaying, but at the same time, considering that it's a witch, though, wouldn't you be more concerned about her turning on you? Unless you were just basically in it for yourself, like you were that power hungry all along? That's how deeply I think into things, people. Get used to it. But yeah, huge insight that just came to me. That just kind of like it was really eye-opening. I feel like I personally grown over the past 2 weeks than I have in the past school year. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I did grow a lot in the past 6 months. Like, especially, like, there's this one course that I took last semester that was a huge point of growth for me personally. But I feel like these last 2 weeks, in the shadow of Mercury retrograde and the lunar eclipse, did not hold any punches. Also, just pulled it back. Pulled back to the original theme. But yeah, these past 2 weeks have been a sucker punch for me personally than it has been for the past year. I think it's because like a lot of the philosophizing and a lot of my self-identity has been put into question, a lot of challenging nowadays, and I'm not used to it outside of an academic setting. So it's been kind of a workout mentally, but I'm trying. I'm getting through it. This insight kind of came to me. I had to put it on this paper because I didn't want to like take up journal space until I got to the point where I wanted to be. Sometimes I like write to catch up on the previous entry and then I continue on later. But yeah, one of my friends went through a breakup recently. Well, two of my friends actually went through breakups recently. And it has been really hard for them because they are people that they thought they were the one. And my heart goes out to anybody who's experienced that during this period. This has not been an easy time for anybody. In my case as well, it's also the possibility of even starting a relationship. Like, I kind of hinted at it, but I got a confession actually during Valentine's Day, and it's almost getting up to the 6-month mark at this point. 2 months from now it'll be 6 months. It's 4 months now since that happened, and because of my lack of experience, it's like I know I like this person, and yet my inexperience, on top of years of conditioning of establishing your career first before doing anything else, and this increasing sense of self-inadequacy. The sense of self-inadequacy that's been socially conditioned, and also why I personally accepted it. Because it's a two-way street, believe it or not. It makes you question, how does he love me for me? We haven't interacted that much. And it also is, I see myself every single day, so of course I'm going to see a lot more of my shadow traits than I am my good traits. But I kind of wonder, just like, what does he see in me? And will he tolerate the shadow once it emerges? Then this piece of wisdom just sprang out. That I felt like I needed to share. But yeah. I'm gonna change some details, obviously, for the sake of preserving this person's privacy, obviously. But I feel like this advice could fit with practically... hold on. I don't know if this guy's public domain. Daniel Paternock did this piano piece called Serenity. It sounds good. I might listen to it another time, but he's not... I don't know if he's public domain, so I had to mute it. Anyway, this piece of advice, this piece of wisdom just came up to me. It just... just hit me really hard. And I think it's like a summation of all the wisdom that I've acquired over these past six to 8 months. And then even dealing with my own fear, which I think was accurately pointed out. My fear of being seen and being hated for it. I think that's something that every person goes through, but especially for women and anybody who doesn't conform to this society that we're living in, especially feels. This is very vulnerable. Just me doing this right now, I don't know how it got to this point. It's very vulnerable, but I feel like doing it anyway. So, I mean, I was going to do some details. But yeah. The fact they didn't trust you enough, let alone brave enough, to show their true colors, or rally with you to break away from these ideas, this conservatism, speaks volumes about how much they didn't get in tune with this relationship. Of course, it's a two-way street, of course, but because there are some things that maybe we failed to do. Like, I kind of realized as well that the one thing I absolutely hate, not absolutely hate, I mean, it makes sense why people would do it, but at the same time, it's like the one thing I get frustrated about is, like, it's obvious people need help, and yet they don't tell me how they want help. I mean, I also accept the fact that I'm also or even just needing to vent and not feeling comfortable to do so. That frustrates me. Like, if I'm not making you feel safe, please let me know. I want to be better. I want to be a better person too, you know? Please let me know how I can fix that. I'm not the best person out there, as I'll soon get to, but like, I try my best. I'm trying my best. But, yeah, but then I'm one to talk because I don't talk about my problems that much either. It wasn't until last weekend that I kind of realized how much I try to put everything into this big, neat box that I never admit. I try not to admit when things are falling apart. I try not to admit when things are falling apart. It's that scary for me. Because I feel like it's so important to be an example. And yet, being an example... being an example, sometimes you gotta make the hardest steps. That is such an INFP corner of speech. My God. The fact that I just said be an example. But, like, that's what they always teach you. Like, if you come from an immigrant family, or if you come from a very marginalized community, this is something that's been drilled into you, is being the best example of a human being. But here's the part that I feel like is very important for me to go over here. As much as we want vengeance, we also have, more importantly...
Human beings are
hold on. But it's LeVar Burton teaching the power of storytelling on Masterclass. I am so doing it. But anyway, I love you, LeVar Burton, but you just ruined my moment. I love you, LeVar Burton. You better host Jeopardy, because you'll be good at it. But you just ruined my cathartic moment. Oh my God, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. I got revelation bond with LeVar Burton. Oh God. Also, check out the podcast LeVar Burton reads. There's some really good stuff on there. Anyway, where was I? A little bit too cheerful with this part, but okay. As much as we want vengeance, we also, more importantly, have to hope for compassion for ourselves, and to see the errors in our ways. We are human. Mistakes are part of our design that we have to be conscious of. I mean, it's literally in our tech. We have progress bars. We have hourglasses and colorful wheels showing loading. There have been kind of thoughts saying, like, the moment we stop creating art, the moment a progress bar no longer shows, is the day that human progression is done. But the thing is, unless all of us happen to live as long as Neo Queen Serenity in the next few years, time back! Sorry. As much. I mean, if we happen to get, like, Neo Queen Serenity's lifespan in the next 10 years or so, this is all we've got. We're never gonna be done. We ain't done. And we should be okay with that. We're always a work in progress. We are going to have that peak, but we're always doing something. If it's not creating, we're certainly evolving. You know? And we gotta be okay with that. Whether we're doing it in relationships or we're doing it by ourselves. Well, and we're doing it by ourselves. That's the other thing that we need to seriously fix in this culture. Is that sense that we have to take care of everything by ourselves. That is the biggest lie that human nature has ever produced, that we have to do it by ourselves. It shows that we need to do it together. It's teamwork. And I think this situation has certainly proved that not, you know what I mean, not like confining, like, this is okay, but I mean, like, confining it to, like that, like, confining it into small compartments, like so, like, to such narrow proportions, is the thing that almost killed us. I did, like, this little talk about hyperrealism, how it's actively killing us and killing our creativity, and how we need to be okay with being in our fantasies and our enjoyment once in a while. Exactly a year later, that has not changed. If anything, I just, like, all these popular releases of, like, In the Heights and My Hero Academia and all these other films, like, taking off, it just proved my point, if anything. Like, the more fantastical stuff is the stuff that's getting hits right now. People are leaving their jobs to find better paying ones. Leaving dead-end jobs to find better paying ones. I've even been thinking about things I can do for secondary sources of income and support that doesn't involve me feeling alone, you know? Like, there's a lot that needs to change. Like, I think the problem we have is, like, we never understand moderation. Like, especially here in the US, I feel like it's a land of extremes. Like, just when we go one way, we violently swing the other way, and we keep on forgetting we can just hang out in the we can hang out in the middle, let gravity take its course and just pull us back down to the middle. It's fine. It's fine. Just, it's okay to hang out in the middle. I keep thinking about that line about E.P. Tomby, where it's like, there's the light side, there's the dark side. Each one has a role to play. Choose the middle row. Oh my gosh, if you've not seen that musical, go watch it. It's great. I think the PBS broadcast, like the OG PBS broadcast from the 90s, should still be on YouTube. Just go watch it. Go watch it. It's great. I think what the pastor said, it's so true though. It's so true. Like, we can't be one or the other. Like, that's what I was kind of hoping Star Wars was going to be. Which, speaking of which, I still need to watch that episode of, like, what if Finn was the actual protagonist of Star Wars. That's kind of how it was going. That it was going to be like, wait, it's the binary that's literally destroying everything. We gotta go gray. Just go gray. Go in the middle. That's what I was kind of hoping it was going to turn into, but it didn't. It didn't. But yeah, I may do a more in-depth live stream about it at some point, because I feel like it deserves a more in-depth follow-up. But I feel like the conclusions I kind of drew from that stuff, even though it's just as nonsensical as this video. Let's be frank here. I don't script, and it shows. Well, in terms of scripting for, like, videos proper, and it shows. But, like, I know my mind, and I confine myself to scripts outside of movies anyway, or fiction. I lose an important point. I'll lose something important somehow that I really wanted to share. But yeah, as very non sequitur heavy as it was, it still had some really good points about permitting yourself to fantasize is okay. I mean, I know there's maladaptive fantasizing. That's a completely different thing altogether. But the necessity for people to have a bit of an escape. We need to give ourselves permission to do that, you know? Life can get really frustrating, and you need some way to let it out. Like, the thing that happened last weekend, it just showed that, I mean, I have my outlets, but they weren't truly outlets, because everything was for something. Like, I think maybe like my journal was the only outlet where it was like, there was no goal attached. I just wrote for the sake of writing. Whereas everything else I did was to aim for something. I do this job because there's this thing, this community that needs me. I do this video because I have an audience, or because I have a homework assignment and I don't feel like doing a paper. Sorry, professors. That's the truth. That's the gospel truth, though. I am so tired of long papers. Though, even though I know I have to end my program with one, and I would probably push it off as long as possible. But I hate long papers. I mean, I can do the 5-page paper just fine. I can do 6 pages, no problem. I can even do it as far as 10 pages, no problem. But a thesis length. The most pages I've done is 26 pages single-spaced, and that was when I was like a middle schooler, too scared of her own reflection, let alone trying not to ruin the African parent reputation. Oh man, I was too worried. I was so worried. But yeah, it just, you kind of could see now, like everything that I just talked about was basically more in concern with other people and not so much about what I want. Like, don't get me wrong, I love my job. I enjoy doing YouTube videos with you, and I even enjoy school as much as I don't enjoy the system that comes with it and how elitist it can get. But I did realize as well that I just didn't have a proper outlet, and it just came to a head last weekend. Thankfully, I did get a recommendation from like a bunch of people. They've been saying, like, do dancing. Like, dancing will make you feel amazing. And at first I was just like, it's gonna make me feel like my body is the part where I feel the most insecure, and I feel like if I dance, it'll just make me even more insecure. I'll fall into those social traps, etc., of all those things I feel uncomfortable about, all that inner chatter. But no, dancing, whether it's just casually with my headphones in my room, that's literally what I did. Like last night, I just pulled up some like old school head candy playlist and just danced around in my room. Dancing in my room. Just put on some classic head candy or Ministry of Sound. I might do Ministry of Sound tonight actually, and just danced out my feelings. Just danced it out, and it felt so much better. I slept the best I've had in a while. My sleep has been terrible. I mean, it was pretty bad before the pandemic, but it got especially bad when the lockdowns occurred. Because I realized that being indoors like this is basically the equivalent of... It basically triggers the equivalent of the winter blues for me if I'm indoors too long. So it's very important for me to get outside once in a while. But yeah. it just proved that I just need more outlets. And give myself permission and more space to just be helped, you know? I've spent so much time helping. I've spent so much time serving. It feels weird being served. And I think it's also the fact that, like, there's so many more examples of, like, service only happening when they're like, oh, you've worked so hard for these past 30 years. Now that you're close to retirement, let us treat you. Or, like, you've given up your dreams for the past 20 years. You deserve to live them out now, when you only maybe have, like, what, like 5 or 10 years to enjoy it? It's like, you've grown so much. You've worked so hard. Let us take care of you now. It's so patronizing, honestly. Just, like, show people you appreciate them now while they can still witness it. Come on. Come on. That's one thing I don't get about this culture. Just why do we have to be ground to the ground in order to finally be appreciated? It's so toxic. It's really so toxic. They make it as if that anybody could make it here, but it should come with an asterisk that if you love hustle culture. Not a hustle culture girl. I'm born here and I don't like it. Ugh. But yeah, the fact that I even felt uncomfortable getting help from people spoke volumes. You know? Now how much we need to change. So yeah. That's my school of thought right there. So you can take school out somebody, you can't take person out of school. Anyway, so yeah, I need to get some food real fast. I am so hungry, but I'll come back for another round. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing some more. If I'm going to be doing a live reaction to Sailor Moon Eternal, but I need to get food. So I'll be right back. Please enjoy this music by Lo-Fi Girl, and we're back maybe with some more writing time. Stay tuned. And actually I'll mute this for the sake of avoiding commercials, because commercials are a thing here. So lower this down. Okay, I'll be back. Stay tuned, people. Okay, I'm back. Hello. So, right now I'm air frying some pachon, scallion pancake, for my teeth. Meantime, I got some kefir going. That's good. Yeah. Hopefully that gives you some... I gave a lot of thought food. Thought food. That should be the name of a YouTube channel if it hasn't. Let's check if it hasn't been taken already. Hold on. Darn it, somebody's taken it already. No, they haven't uploaded since they haven't uploaded since last year. There's like a bunch of channels called Food for Thought. So we call it Food Thought. It's okay. I guess I'll do it as a SAG at bare minimum. I hope you enjoyed these food. I hope you... I hope you enjoyed these thought foods. Actually, if it was singular, it wouldn't work, but if it's plural... Nobody take that, I'm doing it. This happens to me so many times. Like, I don't realize how hungry I am until I start eating. Or if it gets like to an extreme point like what I just went through. It's like, gets noisy and just like, okay, I'll feed you. And then it's like a moment. I'm like Goku. I'm like Goku from Dragon Ball Z. Like, the moment I see food, I'm just like... like, I'm just debating... I was even debating, like... Do I want pachon? Do I want wonton soup? Do I want curry? Like, I'm already planning out the day, and I'm just like, I haven't even started. My God. Alright, I gotta get my pachon from the air fryer. I'll be right back. I guess you heard that right, air fryer. It's because I got the stuff from Trader Joe's, which is actually pretty good. Excuse me. So, I'm gonna go get that. I'll be right back. This won't take as long, I assure you. So, I'll be right back. Just enjoy this track from Lo-Fi Girl, okay?
There once was a whiskey, born in Ireland, made with tradition you can actually taste. But it was much more
American. Smoother, deeper. Introducing the Busker Irish whiskey, born to be here.
Okay, I'm back. But I mean, I swear, if like the last 2 minutes was like the time when a commercial actually popped up, man, I am so sorry. Also, that'll be kind of hilarious. But yeah, I got patch on. I know it's totally not a breakfast food. At least as I checked. I feel like having something savory today. I'm mainly gonna do like more of like writing sessions. So, I'm gonna do one more. Not eating my pajon. I know technically it's not really a good thing, but. I like it. Alright, so another half hour, then I think I'm gonna end it. Because maybe I'll do like a separate reaction video. But yeah. I've been at this for 2 hours. I don't think a reaction's a good idea with this long of a activity video. You know? Wouldn't be worth it. But stay tuned for tonight. Because tonight we're going to do more Parasite Eve, part 14. And then next, on Saturday, I'll be doing Chevalier's Route, chapter 2, with Tobias Tantalus. But yeah. I mean, keep a lookout for some surprises. Maybe tomorrow or Friday. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Alright, let's get to writing. Got 30 minutes. 3, 2, 1, go. Rest assured, I'll do something much bigger much later. Right now, I just want to get this journal done. Yeah. Excuse me. I know I should be writing, but there are a couple people I need to get in touch with before I forget. Hold on, guys. I'll be right back. Stay tuned. Alright, we got 6 minutes left. After this, I actually do have to go because I'm gonna make lunch. Got a minute left. Let's make a count. So it's 11:30 right now for me. Went a little longer than expected, but I think I got some good amount of progress down. I still got maybe like a page or two that I still need to write, but other than that, I think it was a good session. So, like I mentioned earlier, I'm going to do Parasite Eve later on tonight, so keep an eye out for that. And as well as this Saturday, Cinderella Phenomenon Evermore, with Chapter 2 of Chevalier's Route. Got some stuff going on my Fiverr shop, as well as some local stuff, so please feel free to check those things out. And maybe some surprises around maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, whenever I'm in the mood for it. Anyway, here's some social media in case you want to check it out. I started posting on Twitter again, which is kind of surprising considering most of the posts I tend to do are more so in terms of streams, which I need to update the card because I still think it's Barony. But anyway, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for joining me for this little writing session. And thanks again to Lo-Fi Girl for offering these tracks for free for us streamers, because it really means a lot. It's been really hard finding good tracks for free or for affordable means. So thank you very much for that generosity. It really, really, really means a lot. So until then, if you guys tuning in later on today, I'll see you later. If that's turning in later, I'll see you later. Anyway, stay safe out there. Drink plenty of water, especially with the scorcher that's happening right now here in the East Coast. Stay safe, and of course, may your heart be your guiding key. Until next time, I will see you next stream. Bye!